Hand on the belly, hand on the chest. Activate the heels. Pull the heels into the earth. Broaden the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together like you're setting up for Shavasana. Open the toes, close them. Relax the wrist. Inhale into the belly, just the belly. Feel the belly expand. Keep the belly out. Draw the attention towards the heart. Is it beating fast? Is it beating slow? Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale into the belly halfway. Inhale into the collarbones the rest of the way. Keep the breath in at the top. Draw the attention towards the heart. Relax the eyes. Relax the throat. Notice how the heartbeat shakes your forehead. Open the mouth, exhale. Draw the belly in, the bottom of the exhale. Narrow the torso, Uddiyana Bandha. Begin to flex the perineum, the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Keep the belly button in, don't inhale. And then inhale all the way to the top. Keep the breath in at the top. Flex the perineum, the pelvic floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. Open the mouth, exhale. Draw the belly button in, narrow the torso. Hollow out the ribs. Relax the forehead, relax the eyes. Inhale. Reach your arms up overhead, open your fingertips, spread your hands wide. Keep the breath in. Point and flex your feet. Keep the breath in. Look at your toes, exhale. Draw the belly button in, relax. My stomach's rumbling. Big inhale. Stretch the fingertips far away from the toe tips as possible. And as you exhale, lift the head, look at the toes, and stick out your tongue. Hollow out the belly. Draw the belly button in, Uddiyana Bandha, flex the perineum. One last time, inhale. Notice the heart. Keep the breath in. Spread the hands wide. Lift the head up. Look at the toes. Stick out the tongue. Exhale. Relax the head back. Pull the knees in. Shift to the left. Shift to the right. Little movements in and out through the nose. Maybe exhale through the mouth. Pull the knees in. Some of you find plow pose. Lots of levels here. So maybe stack the hips over the shoulders. Open up the back body. Notice the difference between the right side and the left side, the lower back, the QL. Move where you need to move. Pull the head into the earth. Shift the hips forward and back and forward. Never turning your head from left to right in this position. Breathe. Good. Set the hips down. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Pull the heels in towards the glutes. Stack the knees over the hips. Round the back, tuck the chin. Bring the elbows towards the knees. Can you touch the elbows to the knees? Don't bring the knees to the elbows. Lift. And then begin to straighten the legs. Begin to bounce the heels for 5. Legs are 95% straight. Press the mounds of the feet together. Separate the heels, so a little internal rotation of the femurs, the thighs. Activate the lower back. Activate the lower body. Activate the abdomen. Big inhale. Reach the hands out far. Keep the fingers interlaced. Exhale. Pull the knees in. Inhale. Keep the fingers interlaced. Open the palms. Reach the feet as far away from the hands as possible. Big inhale. Exhale. Round the back. Tuck the chin. Reach the fingertips forward. Turn the palms out. The thumbs turn away from midline. External rotation. Activate the biceps. Squeeze the elbows into the side body. Pull the knees towards the floor. Inhale, reach the arms back. Exhale, close the distance. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, close the distance. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, close the distance. Keep the knees bent. Set the feet on the floor. Press the fingertips into the floor. Lift the chest up. Be light on the fingertips. Tuck the shoulders closer together behind your back. Walk the feet together. Bring the knees together. Straighten the right leg. Point and flex the right foot. Draw circles with the toes on the right foot. The right ankle is actively popping, opening up. Good. Press into the left heel. Lift the chest higher. And then pull the left heel in towards the head. Right foot meets the left foot. Left foot reaches out. Push into the right foot at first. Draw circles with the left ankle. And then pull the right foot towards the head. So we're just activating the back body, the front body, opening up the ankles a little bit. Building some awareness to the torso. Inhale. And then exhale, set the hips down. Pull the knees in, cup the back of the knees. Gently come all the way over. All the way to your belly. Try to keep your eyes closed. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Bring the feet together. Lift the elbows up higher than the ear. The feet are together. Press into the tops of the feet. Lift the knees, the vastus medialis, the area above the knees. Lift the elbows up higher than the ears. Hook the back of the neck with the thumbs and pull the skull away from the spine. Inhale, push your belly into the floor. Exhale, lift your belly off the floor. Press the forehead into the floor. Inhale, push the belly into the floor. Exhale, lift the belly button off the floor. Pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting the knees. Find that hollow body on your belly. Lift the elbows up higher. Cactus the arms. Superman the arms. Reach the fingers forward as far away from the toes as possible. Inhale, cactus the arms. Exhale, reach it up. Inhale, cactus the arms. Exhale, reach it up. Cactus the arms. Set the elbows down where they go. Press into the toes. Tuck the toes. Forearm plank. Shift forward and back on the feet, maybe touching the forehead in line with the fingertips. Look at your hips. Look at your ribs. Lift them away from the floor. If you feel like your hips are sagging, they are. Good. Soften the knees down towards the floor. Lift them up a half an inch. And then roll the outside edge of the left foot. Roll the outside edge of the right foot. Left and right, right and left. Nice, long, slow breath. In and out through the nose. Good. Separate the feet as wide as the mat. Stay in your forearm plank. Shift forward and back on the toes. Lift the ribs away from the floor. Hook the fingers around the outside edges of the mat. Try to keep the hands directly in front of the elbows directly in front of the hands, behind the hands. Now that the feet are separated, roll the outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right foot. Feel that opening. And then roll the opposite side. Notice if you soften the knees, you can find a little bit of a different stretch. And then go to the other side. So notice the difference between your feet apart or your feet together. Left and right, right and left. In and out through the nose. Maybe through the mouth if it's hard for you to keep track of the breath. Good. Set the knees down, child's pose. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Shift it back further, child's pose. Hands on the outside edge of the mat. Child's pose presses. So press into the heels of the hands, lift the fingers, lift the thumbs, slide the nose forward in front of the hands. Allow the fingertips to turn in, the elbows to turn out. And then press yourself back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift forward. Now pull your knees into the earth towards the heels of your hands and let that pull your hips back. So less pushing, more pulling with the knees. Feel the difference between the two things, pushing into the hands and then also pulling on the knees, activating the front body, using that to take you back. Nice long, slow breath. Forward and back, back and forth. Good. Child's pose. Plank on the knees. press into the heels of the hands, lift the fingertips, lift the thumbs. Pull the heels of the hands towards the back of the mat. And then child's pose, press yourself back. Inhale, shift forward. Chaturanga on the knees. Press it back. And again, shift forward on the knees. Pulling the heels of the hands towards the back of the mat. Lift the fingers, lift the thumbs. Slow chaturanga. And then press it back. Shift it forward. Come all the way down to your belly. Sphinx pose. Crawl the fingers out, elbows down in front of the shoulders. Press into the tops of the feet. Pull the elbows back. Scrub the elbows back. Inhale. Exhale. Feet are together. Lift the feet off the floor. Just an inch. Lift the knees off the floor. Continue to pull the elbows back. Activating the back body. Now lift the elbows off the floor. Right. Soften the breath. Soften the eyes. Eyes are closed in and out through the nose. Fingertips and elbows out. Press into the heels of the hands. Gently come up, just an inch or two. Scrub the heels of the hands towards the back of the mat. Pull the elbows into the side body. Exhale, go down. Inhale, come up. Pull the heels of the hands back. Allow them to pull on the mat a little bit. Let them have just a little bit of traction so the hands still go back. And then come down. Then inhale, come up. So slowly, bit by bit, sliding the hands back. And then come down. Hook the pinkies around the outside edges of the mat. Elbows go in, closer together than the hands. Tuck the toes and come back up. Forearm plank. Shift it forward, shift it back. Bend the knees towards the floor. Hover them off the floor as you shift forward and back. Notice the difference between straight legs and bending the knees, tucking the tailbone. Rounding the back, tucking the chin. Big inhale. Exhale. Feet are together. Roll the outside edge of the left foot. Start to reach the right arm forward. Reach the left hip forward. Down, forward, and up with the right arm. Maybe you go the opposite way. See what that feels like. Good. Some of you press the top foot behind the bottom foot. Reach the chest. Find a slight little back bend. Upper thoracic opening. Notice what happens when you tuck the tailbone and untuck the tailbone in the opening. Big inhale. Come back to forearm plank. Touch the forehead to the floor in line with the fingertips. And then shift back. Roll the outside edge of the right foot. Drop the left arm down, forward and up. Maybe the opposite way. Feel what works best for you. Bend the top knee, touch the back toes. Push the hips forward and then shave the hips back. Feel the difference. Tucking in and tucking the tailbone. Rolling the bottom ribs towards the ceiling. Notice where you always want to dump. Find a new opening, find a new strength. Big inhale. Left hand meets the right hand. Forearm plank. Start to walk the feet forward, dolphin. A straight line between the elbows and the hips. So try to push into your elbows and reach your head back. Can you look up and see your belly button? Lift the heels, soften the knees. Leave the hands and feet where they are. Press into the toes and straighten the arms. Plank pose. Downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Draw the belly button in. Keep the breath out. Shift to the left, shift to the right. Inhale. Press into the heels of the hands. Lift the fingertips, lift the thumbs in your downward dog. Soften the elbows. Reach your forehead towards your toes. And then exhale. Inhale. Activate the fingertips. Claw at the mat. Exhale. Plank pose. Round the back. Tuck the chin. Shift forward on your tippy toes. Lift the right foot. Right knee, right wrist. Right knee, right tricep. Right knee, right wrist. Right knee, right tricep. Hold. Lift. Press into the left toes. Lift the right knee higher. Step it back. Downward dog. 3 leg. Switch it back. Downward dog. Lift the left leg. slide forward into plank. Left knee, left wrist. Left knee, left tricep. Left knee, left wrist. Left knee, left tricep. Left knee, left wrist. Left knee, left tricep. Lift. Push into the right toes. Lift the left knee higher. Lift it. Round the back. Tuck the chin. Breathe. Lift it higher. I got the mic digging into my side. I can't lift my knee any higher. Shift it back down. We're done. I mean, touch this thing. It's like stabbing me. Crawl the hands back to the feet. Have the feet as wide as the mat. Shift back onto the heels. Heel balance. Inhale, lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana on the tippy toes. Exhale, shift back. Reach the fingertips as far away from the hips as possible. Arms are straight, legs are straight, shifting back onto the heels. Big inhale. Shift forward on the tippy toes. Look behind your legs. Inhale, set the heels down. Lift the right hand. Lift the left hand. Can you find a heel balance? Balancing on the heels, nothing more. Good. Bend the knees, elbows to the thighs. Drop the hips. Parallel the thighs to the floor. So, once those thighs get parallel to the floor, lift the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind your back. Lift the toes. Interlace the fingers. Open the palms. Maybe shift to the left, shift to the right. Maybe drop it. Bounce, baby. Get nasty. Big inhale. Straighten the legs, fold over the thighs, interlace the fingers behind the back. Don't force it. It's a light clasp with the fingertips, shifting to the left, shifting to the right. If you're like me, you have really tight shoulders. Get irritated. I slowly warm them up. Uh-oh. Breathe. Release the hands, bend the knees, sink the hips. Horse stance one more time. See, I did this on purpose so I can avoid it. Good, now start to turn to the left. Wrap the left arm behind the back, right elbow, left knee. Sink the hips deeper, raise the chin higher. Stack the shoulders, reach the head back. Shift to the left, shift to the right, inside of the foot, outside edges of the feet. Keep the toes lifted. Big inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold over the thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Start to twist to the right, left elbow, right knee. Reach the head back. Lift the chin up away from the chest. Find the inside edges of the feet, find the outside edges of the feet. Sink the hips deeper. Try to get a straight line between your head and your hips. In and out through the nose. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Spinal wave your way up to standing. So bend the knees, tuck the tailbone. Head's the last thing to rise. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Watch the palms touch. Lift the chest. Reach the hips back. Palms to the chest. Inhale for Om. Inhale. Palms to your chest. On your chest. Feel the heart beating. Set an intention. Just remain calm. Present. Love your body. Don't force, don't rush. Keep the eyes closed. Come to your tippy toes. Walk to the front of the mat on your tippy toes. Set the heels down. Surya Namaskar, a variation. Drop the fingers towards the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Watch the palms chest, reach the hips back. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold. Inhale, lengthen the chest, shift back onto the heels. Heel balance in your Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, shift the hips forward into the heels and the hands and float it back. Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Pull the heels of the hands towards the back of the mat. Soften the elbows. Broaden the chest. Press into the big toes. Bend the elbows. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth. Exhale. Lift the heels high. Bend the knees deep. Reach the hips back. And spring. Float or fly up to the front of the mat. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. Big inhale, sink it deeper. Exhale, stand all the way up, drop the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Watch the palms touch. Shift the hips back. Exhale, hinge from the hips full. Inhale, open, Urdhva Uttanasana, shift back onto your heels. Exhale, shift from the heels to the toes, into the hands. Some of you press back to Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Soften the elbows, lift the fingertips, lift the thumbs, touch the elbows together behind your back. Chaturanga or downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Lift the fingertips, lift the thumbs in your downward dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees deep, and then pull the front of the mat as you spring to the front. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. Fingertips as far away from the hips as possible. Sink as deep as you can. Inhale. Exhale, stand all the way up. One more round. Drop the fingertips towards the floor. Inhale, reach the hands up high. Reach the fingertips as high as you can. Find a gentle curve in the upper back. Reach the hips back as you fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, lengthen the chest, shift back onto the heels. Feel the strength in the calves and the back of the legs. And then use that momentum to shift forward to from the toes, from the heels to the toes, to the heel of the hands. And maybe squeeze the legs together. Press. Chaturanga. Urdhva. Pull the heels of the hands back. Lift the fingertips, lift the thumbs. Chaturanga. Downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Some of you will scissor switch. Right leg lifts, left heel lifts, left knee bends. You jump off the left foot, land the right foot at the front. Maybe you catch some hang time first. The rest of you step the right leg to the front of the mat. Crescent pose. Set the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Cactus the arms. Exhale. Straighten the back leg. Reach the hands forward. Extended warrior crescent. Breathe. Shifting forward, shifting back on the back toes. A straight line between your hands and your back foot. Big inhale. Exhale. Pull the right hip back. Wrap the left hip forward. Palms to the floor. Straighten the front leg, pyramid pose. Shift the hips to the left, shift the hips to the right. Feel the difference. Big inhale. Bend the elbows, bend the front knee, touch the face, touch the chin, lizard. Keep the face low. Chaturanga arms, step it back, Chaturanga. Set the knees down, Urdhva Mukha with the knees down. Chaturanga on the knees, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Lift the left foot, reach the left foot like you're going to plant it on the wall behind you. Lift the right heel, bend the right knee, and then spring. Maybe you catch some hang time. Maybe you gently step the left foot forward. Really low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Set the back knee down. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, bring the palms together. Straighten the back leg, extended crescent pose. Shifting forward and back on the back toes. In and out through the nose. Draw the belly button up. Shave the left hip back. Wrap the right hip forward. Inhale into your back body. Exhale, lift the belly button away from in towards the spine. 2 more breaths, shifting forward and back, back and forth. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Straighten the front leg, pyramid pose. Back heel stays lifted. Maybe turn the front toes away from midline, shifting the hips to the left and to the right. Keep lifting the belly button away from the floor, each and every breath. And then bend the knees, bend the elbows, touch the forehead, touch the face towards the floor. Chaturanga arms. Pull the elbows together. Pull the heel, the hands together. Step it back. Chaturanga. Set the knees down. Urdhva Mukha. Really broaden the chest. Keep lifting the hips away from the floor. Chaturanga on the knees. Downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Right foot lifts, left heel lifts, left knee bends. Scissor switch. Right back to crescent pose. If you can catch a little bit of hang time, do so. Extended crescent. Big inhale. Keep shifting forward and back on the back toes. Knees above the ankle. Hip is behind the knee. 90-degree angle with the front leg. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingertips, all but the index finger. And then straighten the front leg. Keep wrapping the left hip forward, shaving the right hip back. If you have balance, press into the right heel and pull the right heel back. Lift the mound of the right foot, balancing on the back toes and the front heel. Close the right eye, close the left eye. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Bend the front knee. Hands to the floor. Touch the face, touch the chin. Chaturanga arms. Pull the heels of the hands together. Lift the fingers, lift the thumbs as you step it back. So just chaturanga on the heels of the hands. Pull the hands together. Set the knees down. Start to find that upper back opening. Keep lifting the hips away from the floor. Don't just push the hips in the floor. Lift the hips. Pull the shoulders together behind your back. Downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue. Lift the left foot. Lift the right heel, bend the right knee. Pull the hands, stack the hips. Some of you scissor switch the left foot to the front. Reach the arms forward. Extended warrior. Front knee at 90 degrees. Lift the toes on the front foot. Parallel the front thigh. Get it down. Shifting back and forth on the back toes. Wrap the right hips down faster than the left hip as you pull the left hip back. Keep reaching the fingertips away from the back foot. Big inhale. Exhale, point the fingertips up towards the sky. Straighten the front leg so the back foot can stay flat. Ease the breath. If you want, press into the front heel. Pull the mound of the front toes towards the shin. Balancing on the front heel and the back toes. Close the right eye. Close the left eye. Don't be afraid to fall. It's a safe spot. You're at your house. Big inhale. Bend the front knee. Fingertips to the floor. Roll to the pinky edge of the front foot. Touch the face. Touch the chin. Now start to pull the hands together. Keep the chaturanga step. Chaturanga step it back. If you want to keep the knees lifted, find your upward dog. Otherwise, find it with the knees down. But nice long up dog. Chaturanga, downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Lift the right foot. Lift the left heel. Spring. Scissor. Crescent pose with the knee down. So set the knee down at first. Make sure you get the 90 degrees. Reach the arms up high. Interlace the fingers. Open the palms. Straighten the front leg. Straighten the back leg. 3 breaths. Right hip back, left hip forward. Close the eyes. Palms to the chest. Flamenco. Left knee meets the right knee. Head in line with the hips. Parallel the torso to the floor. Shave the left hip back. Keep those hips in line. So to drop the forehead towards the big toes. Lift the toes on the standing foot. Breathe. Close the eyes. Is it possible? Come all the way up. Hands to the hips. Left knee in line with the left hip. Lift the toes on the standing foot. Drop the left hip a little bit. Soften the right knee a little bit. Straighten the left leg. the chin lifting away from the chest. Slowly, left knee meets the right knee. Bend the left knee, fold it from the hips. Now, standing splits with the knees together. Left hand next to the right foot. Keep the right hand on the right hip. Touch the forehead to the knee, maybe the chin to the shin, and then forehead to the knee. Close the eyes in your standing splits. Reach back, catch your left foot, and then lift the left knee up high. Close the eyes. Slowly release. So Ardha Uttanasana on one foot. You shift back onto the heel. Reach the fingertips, the hands as far away from the hips as possible, shifting back onto the heel. As you inhale, shift back further. As you exhale, shift from the heel to the toes to the heel of the hands. Activate the finger folds and pull the left knee and kick the right wrist. Shift it back down. Shift back onto the right heel. Exhale, shift forward. Straighten the arms. Kick the wrist. Shift it back. One last time, you're going to pull, puppy pressing, left knee all the way up towards the sky, maybe catch a hollow back or something, and float it back towards Chaturanga. Kick. Float it back. Use the breath. Urdhva. Chata, downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale for Mr. Red. Left leg lifts, right heel lifts. Right knee bends. Scissor switch. Woo. Woo. Set the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Caress it with the knee down. Interlace the fingers, straighten the front and back leg. 3 to 5 breaths here, depending how fast or slow your breathing is. Not too much control, just reining it in. Close the eyes if you haven't already. Big inhale. Palms to the chest, exhale, shift it forward. Head in line with the hips. Parallel the torso to the floor. Bring the knees together. Balancing on the left leg only. Notice your heart beating in your chest. Is it fast or slow? Can you separate the right knee away from the left knee for just a half an inch? Keep it there, though. Keep it right in line. And then bring it back together. Drop the forehead towards the floor. Lift the left toes. The toes on the standing foot lift. And out through the nose. Close the eyes even. Get comfortable. Now big inhale. Exhale, stand all the way up. Hands to the hips. Bring the right knee as high as the right hip. Soften the left knee. Lift the left toe. Straighten the right leg. Close the eyes if you haven't already. Bring the knees together as you fold forward. Eyes are closed. Is it possible? Eyes are closed. Ooh. Right hand, left foot, left hand, left hip. Fold. Keep the knees together at first. Take a few breaths. Activate the fingertips, even bend the knuckles. Warming up that wrist here. You're actually grounding the base of the knuckles, bending the knuckles, fingertips, base of the knuckles, heel the hand, root of the fingers. Opening up that wrist. You get ready to press. Reach back, left hand, cross the right ankle over towards the left, catch it and lift. Close the eyes if you haven't already. Lifting the right foot up, softening the left knee and then straightening it. Notice what happens when you soften the left knee and then straighten it. Lift the left toes. Notice if you're grabbing with the toes. Eyes are closed still. Release the hands. Left hand meets the right hand. Start to press them to the fingertips. Inhale, shift back onto the left heel. Exhale, roll forward to the tippy toes. Right knee, right ribs. Kick the left wrist. Shift back onto the heel. Inhale. So it's Ardha Uttanasana on one leg. As you exhale, shift from the heels to the toes to the heel, the hands to the fingertips. Kick the wrist. One last time. Inhale, shift back. Exhale, pull the right knee in so much that the left foot just floats up. Maybe just keep pulling the right knee in towards the chest, dropping the left foot over, opening the chest. Notice the heels of the hands are pushing. Fingertips are floating. Chaturanga. Urdhva. Downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Set the knees down. Grab a block or don't. Just sit on the heels. Virabhasana. 5 breaths. Palms to your chest, heart on your belly, heart on your hand on your belly, hand on your heart. Wherever you need. Pull the toes into the earth, close the eyes, relax the mouth, relax the jaw. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Hands to the thighs. Downward dog. Pigeon on the left side. So first full flexion, left heel, left glute, or even right hip flexor. Just start to slide the left knee back, maybe parallel the right thigh, the left shin towards the front of the mat. But that's only if you're open. Drop the right shoulder faster than the left shoulder. Press into the top of the back foot, lift the back knee. Good. And then come up. 3-leg downward dog. Dolphin pose. Now, bring the left hand where the left tip is. Start to open up the left hip. And then start to just look at the right foot and float off the right toes. Think about the left foot reaching back. And that'll take the right foot up. But look at the right foot. Make sure the right foot doesn't go more than an inch or two off the floor. Funky pincha. Funky hollow back. Some of you just want to bring the left knee to the left tricep. Do that. Take the arm balance there. Downward dog. Pigeon pose, opposite side. Start to open up that hip. First, you just find the pigeon with the full flexion of the knee. Heel in towards the left hip flexor. If that's easy for you, you don't feel that much. Notice the difference between the two sides. Then start to crawl the left foot back, parallel the front thigh. Make sure you're dropping the left ribs faster than the right ribs, though. Tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, pulling your right hip back. Good. Pigeon, tuck the back toes. Swing it back, downward dog. Warrior, downward dog with opening the hip, set the elbows down, dolphin. Now, my right hand will go where my right elbow goes. I slide it back. So what I was saying is right knee, right tricep. Flip the left foot. Some of you want to start reaching, opening up the right hip. You start to just look at the left toes and make sure you don't lift the left toes up too high. If you lift the left toes up high, you will fall. Most likely. So first you just start to kiss it. Good. Downward dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Crawl the hands back to the feet. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Right elbow behind the right knee. Internal rotation of both arms. Left arm goes behind your back. Right arm reaches back. Shift to the left, shift to the right. Separate your feet as wide as the mat, most likely. Bending one knee and then straightening the other. Shifting back and forth. Don't feel... There's no need to go all the way for the wrist. You can just grab the fingertips so you have a little more mobility. Then slide over to the outside edge of the right foot. Just lift the left heel. Start to lift the left foot. Try to keep the right toes lifted. Just lift the left foot an inch. And then maybe lift the foot up. Tickle your neighbor. Straight out to the side. Fire hydrant. And then set it down. Release the arms. Left elbow, left knee, right behind it. Reach the right arm behind your back. Shift to the left, shift to the right. Notice the difference between the two sides. And this is enough for you, just kind of stirring your pot here. I really feel on the outside edge of my right hip. So that's much different. I don't know where you feel it. But then when you're ready, you just lift the right heel. First, just lift the right heel. Find a Drishtiya focal point. And then maybe start to float the right foot. Just an inch or two first. Maybe start to lift the right foot as high as the right hip. Oh, cramp. Good. Set it down. Release your arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Cup the back of the right leg. Right ankle. Lift the right heel high. Right hand on the back of the right ankle. Lift up the heel. Then do the other side. Lift the left heel. Get the left shoulder behind the left knee and the right shoulder behind the right. Now I like to turn my fingers out at first. Turn my thumbs forward. Bring my knuckles towards the root and start to bend. First you just work on dropping the hips and floating the feet. Woo! Feels good to you to straighten legs. Go ahead and do so. Maybe you start to bend the elbows and go for a low flying Titibhasana. It's like Karmasana elevated. Good. Set the feet down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Bend the knees, slide the feet forward, all the way down. Dhanurasana. So bring the feet together. Bend the knees, catch the ankles. Don't force, forehead on the floor. Lift the knees, adjust them, separate the feet, pull the feet together. Find your breath. Keep the forehead on the floor, just lift the knees, just an inch. Push your belly button into the floor as you inhale. Exhale, lift the belly button off the floor and flex your anus. Mula Bandha. Keep lifting. Set the knees down. Inhale, lift the forehead. Squeeze the shoulders together behind your back. Keep the knees down. Just lift, peel the chest off the floor. Press into the knees. Flex the perineum. Look at that cat. Good. And release. Keep the bind. Parsva Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, roll to the outside edge of the right. Keep the head lifted. Build the neck strength. Reach the hips back towards the hands. Notice how that puts that little opening in the side body. Really activates. If you push the hips forward, it's totally different. Reach the hips back. Notice that the knees are separated. Can you bring them together? If the knees are together, can you bring them apart? Feel the difference. Always explore the body, explore the postures. Big inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Can I do it with a mic? Reach the hips back, reach them forward. Notice the difference between the two. Where do you need the opening? Where do you always go? Notice some teachers say turn your chin up towards the ceiling. I say don't. Keep the neck long. Reach the ponytail. If you had a ponytail, back towards your heels. But rather than pushing your hips forward, reach your hips back towards your heels. Everything goes towards the heels. Big inhale. Exhale, come. Knees stay bent. Upward dog with the knees bent. Raja Kapotasana. So I'm going to work with heels of the hands. Rotating on the heels of the hands. The elbows go out. The fingers go in. And inhale. Pull the shoulders together. Pull the hands back. 5 times. Exhale, go down. Press into the knees. Lift the hips. So it's like knees, chest, chin. And then exhale, come up. Or inhale, come up. Exhale, go down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go down. I got stabbed by something. Inhale, go up. Exhale, go down. Inhale, come up. Full upward facing dog. Allow the feet to separate. Allow them to stay where they are. Notice where you're at. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. Moving towards Kuninasana. 1. So lift the left foot up high. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. So the knees cross, left knee over the right knee, and then start to twist as you shift forward. Bring the left knee all the way to the right tricep. Reach the forehead towards the floor. Float the back foot. Eagle legs. Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Downward facing dog. So again, the right leg reaches up high, and then cross the right knee over the left knee. And then start to twist as you come over. Pull that left elbow in. Float the feet. Maybe find full eagle legs. Activate the fingertips. Big inhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the right foot. Some of you scissor switch, land in Kapalabhasana. The rest of you, pull the right knee in towards the chest as you press into the left foot. So you're downward dog with the right knee in. Bring the right knee in, and then just float the foot down. Maybe you bring the left knee to meet the right knee first. Maybe lift it up high. Some of you scissor switch from jumping to downward dog or go from handstand. Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Downward dog. Inhale, lift the left foot. Again, I lift the right heel high. I pull the left knee in. I put the left knee on the back of the left elbow. And then I just bring the right knee up to meet the left knee. Maybe I lift it up high. Breathe. And then float it back. Chaturanga. Left foot touches first. Urdhva. Downward dog. Child's pose. Warm the wrists up a little bit. Shift to the left, shift to the right. It's always smart in between. Good. So, we come. We conquer. Interlace the fingers. Elbows to the floor. Step the right foot as close to the right elbow as possible. Pull the head into the back of the hands. And then just start to reach the left foot over, but just try to float the right foot 1 inch off the floor. Pull the back of the head into the thumbs. Maybe lift the head up the thumbs and reach the chest forward. Is that it? Reach the chest back. The more you push your chest out, the easier it will be your head will get really light on the back of the thumbs. If you are coming into the headstand variation, you activate the back of the neck to protect yourself. Switch sides. Come down. So again, you pull the head into the back of the thumbs at first, reach the foot back, float the foot 1 inch, and then once that foot starts to drop over, you allow the chest to start to open. Pull the elbows together. Close the eyes, draw the belly button in. Maybe find lotus legs. Do your variation. Maybe tick-tock. If you always tick-tock and it's really easy for you, try not to tick-tock. If you know what I'm talking about, just ignore me. Set it down. Big inhale. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue. Adjust yourself. Good. Now, some of you will float into tripod headstand who are well versed. The rest of you, you just come to all fours or hands back by the knees. Hook the pinkies on the outside or the index finger and the pinky on the outside of the mat. Bring the head to the floor. The key is going to be pulling the elbows together. Tuck the back toes. So this is enough. Just make sure you're active on the back of your neck, pulling the head into the floor. And then just float the feet an inch. Float the feet an inch. That's all you're working on. And then pulling the knee in. Lifting the knees up. And then touching the knees back down to the chest. Feet are floating 1 inch. Pull the back of the head into the earth. Pull the head, protect your neck. And then lift the knees up again. Keep pulling the elbows together. Activate the fingertips. Go down. Go up. Go down. Go up. My head is actively pulling. My neck is so active. I'm building strength and protecting myself. And then set the feet down. Hook the thumbs on the back of the skull. Lengthen the back of the neck. Do those every day. Reach the hands out, child's pose. Downward facing dog. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. 3 times. You'll lift the heels, bend the knees, reach the hips back, try to float, catch a handstand. If you can't catch it, you try 3 times. Otherwise, you lift the heels, bend the knees, pull the hands back, and try to catch a tuck. Whoa. And breathe. And you land at the front. Inhale, open. Grab the big toes with the peace finger, lengthen the chest. Soften the knees. Bend the elbows, reach them as far apart from one another as possible. Reach the top of the head towards the toes. Shift to the left, shift to the right. Straighten the legs and then soften them. Notice what happens to your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Shift back onto the heels, same time. Padahastasana. Inhale, lengthen with the hands under the feet. Lift the chest, broaden the chest. Squeeze the muscles together on your back. Release the hands, hands to the hips. Stand all the way up. Palms on the chest, cross the arms, cross the wrists. Just notice the heart beating. Is it fast? Is it slow? Eyes are closed. Lift the toes. Shift to the mounds of the feet. Shift to the heels of the feet. Keep the eyes closed. Flexing the perineum, the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Good. Hands to the hips. Bring the toes in line with one another. Eyes are closed. Girl butt, stick the butt out. Boy butt, tail tuck. So boy, girl butt, big butt. Well, nice butt. Boy butt, no butt. Lift the left heel, keep the eyes closed. Soften the right knee, lift the right toes. Right toes are lifted, right knee is soft. Lift the left heel, lift the left foot. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Rooting down through the right heel, the inside and the outside edge of the mound of the right foot. Straighten the left leg. Good. Now, soften the right knee. Left heel on the inside of the right leg, like tree pose. Allow the left toes to start pointing back though. Stay above the knee or below the knee. And close the eyes. It's amazing how hard tree poses with the eyes closed. Maybe reach the arms apart if that helps to balance you, but do try to close the eyes here, just in your tree. Jeez, I'm off. All right, left ankle over the right knee. First, we bring the left foot as far over towards the left as possible. So just the left heel is on top of the right knee. We're going for the grasshopper, for the twist, for the parsva. Look at only 20 or 30% of my foot is actually on the knee. I have all this space to cut my elbow. So I start to twist. If my foot's way out here, it's really hard. All this is covered in the Arm Balance program. Get it in there. Try to get that left foot all the way in. Internal rotation. Wrap it behind your back. Some of you stand up. Whee! Good. Go ahead, Janelle. Janelle's crushing it. And you start to bend the knee. Separate the hands. Now, heels of the hands are active, pulling the elbows together. I just start to drop and float. What's my right ankle doing? Grasshopper. Come back. Right where you started. Right into Galavasana. So the left toes hook around the right arm. I really get the chin up into the ankle, up into the armpit. I glue my right knee to my right elbow. And I come to Galavasana. Maybe I float to Galavasana Bakasa. Ah! It's hard. Yes, it's not a cheap out. Enjoy the hip opener. Stand up. Hands to the hips. Big inhale. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue. Tuck and untuck the tailbone. Draw some hip circles. Scan your body, but make sure the eyes are closed. Try to close the eyes as soon as possible. Start to find that proprioception, really studying your body, letting go of what the eyes are attaching to. Hands at the hips at first. Make sure the toes are together. Bring the feet together. Toes are in line. Lift the right heel. Lift the left toes and bend the left knee. Feel the inside of the foot, the outside of the foot. Left foot, inside, outside, left foot. And then when you're ready, with the eyes closed, if you can balance the right heel lifted, then you lift the right knee as high as the right hip. But keep the eyes closed. Don't be afraid to fall. Soften the breath. I just had about 4 minutes. My breath is all over the place. It's funny. You catch yourself, and you bring yourself back. So pull the shoulder blades together behind your back. Lift the chest up towards the chin. Does that help to stabilize you? Reach the hands far apart. Does that have to stabilize you? Push your hands into your hips. Does that help to stabilize you? Find what works for you. All right. To reach the hands out wide. The Karate Kid action. Eyes are closed. Can you make the transition with the eyes closed? I push into my right heel, and I start to reach my right knee towards the back of the room. What feels like the back of the room. Really opening up that right hip. It's like frog pose on one leg, standing frog. Now, you've been so used to balancing with that left foot with the left toes lifted. Now you can really use those left toes to help you balance. Thank God my arms are out wide. It really helps me to balance. Like on a tightrope with the eyes closed. Okay. Right ankle over the left knee. Use the right hand on the right foot. Start to fold. First, just feel the fold. Oh, this is my tight side. Very tight side. Remember, 20% of the foot is on the knee. You have all this space. The further I can bring my right foot over to the right and press into the left knee, the easier it will be to turn. So first of all, you just maybe find the twist. Maybe that's enough for you. Just find the twist. Elbow to the back of the arm. Oh, I feel that today. All we did was with pigeons. Some warming up, not a ton of stuff yet. So now maybe if you could take the full bind, you take the full bind. But again, don't force anything, don't rush anything. Oy, oy, oy. Maybe you stand up, maybe you don't. Oh, it's tight. I feel tightness. So you can see my right hip today is not liking me. Well, it loves me, but it's not going to let me do it. I'm not going to force it. So I'll cross the right foot over, separate the hands, put the left knee into the right foot, and then bend the elbows. And come back. Boo. And I'll start to work towards the Galavasana. Left toes will hook around. Left toes will hook around. I'll break the shin and the knee. Everything's up in the armpit. I just start to fold forward. Maybe I glue the left knee to the left elbow and just counterbalance. Eventually, maybe you reach the leg back. Get tail in your face. Good. Come to forward fold with the opening. Stand all the way up, release. Good. Separate the feet. Malasana. Close the eyes. What time is it? You know? How much time we done? Is it 60 minutes? Good. Heel toe the feet together. The elbows down. Start to straighten the knee. Lift the heels up high. Separate the hands as wide as the mat. Turn the thumbs forward. Shift forward. Now, touch the left toes to the right elbow as possible in your Bakasana. And then switch sides. Right knee, right toes over towards the left elbow. And then set it down. Malasana. Shift it back. Set it down. Baddha Konasana. Turn the feet up. Lift the chest up. Don't worry about going forward. First, just find the knees reaching towards the floor. Lifting the chest, lengthening the chest. Broadening the chest. Big inhale. Start to reach forward. reaching the hips back, reaching the head forward. And then maybe if you want to fold forward. But if you always do that, try to just find the length. I feel plenty right here in this right QL. This thing is nasty. I've been doing squats lately. Not a lot of yoga practice, not a lot of hip opening, and you could tell the practice is elusive. You stop working the hip opening for a while, do some squats, do some stairs. It all goes away. It's all about the balance, finding the balance, not attaching to things you once could do and can't do one day. If I do yoga for 3 days in a row, I'll have my hips open or more open than ever. So just continue to find that balance and not go where you always go. Good. Keep holding on to the big toes. Ubaya Padangusthasana. Straighten the legs. Lift the chest, lift the chin. Point the toes away from the hips. Lengthen the front body. Navasana. Bend the elbows into the side body. Cross the right shin over the left shin. Cross it up by the knee. Press into the fingertips or the bottom of the hand. Lift the hips up. If the feet go on the floor, that's great. Round the back. Tuck the chin. Set it down. Navasana. Pull the fingertips back. Activate the back body. My fingertips are light, just enough to get traction. Lift the toes. Point the toes. Lift the heels. Lift the chest. Big inhale. Opposite way. Lift. Maybe around the back. Tuck the chin. Feel those abs. Oh, cramping. Set it down. Oh, I'm cramping. I gotta go back. Do 20 more of those, people. Reach the arms up high. Inhale, reach the hands up high. Open the mouth, exhale. Separate the feet as wide as the mat. Allow the knees to drop together. And maybe sway one knee deeper than the other. Unwinding that lower back, not forcing anything, not rushing anything. Yeah, drop to the inside edge of the left foot, roll to the outside edge of the right foot. Switch sides, inside edge of the right foot, drop the right knee towards the floor, roll the outside edge of the left foot. Great job, everyone. Highly recommend if you're at home for your back bends. In fact, we could just do it real quick. Place the feet on the floor, come to the top of your head, and then start to lift the heels and slide the knees forward. Try to interlace the fingers behind your back. Come to Viparita Dandasana. That's like forearms, back bend. Otherwise, you just do Setu Bandhasana with your hips on the floor, elevating the chest, lifting like this. Come to the top of your head. At least find some back bends in every practice. Even if you don't want to do it, find a little bit of back bends. They don't have to force them. You don't have to rush them. Just enough room. I'm not going up super high. I'm not dumping. I'm leaving place in my body to move my hips to the left, to the right. Nothing bad is going to happen. When you push all the way up, straighten your arms, straighten your legs, you dump into one place, you go to 90%, 100% maximum, it hinders you from opening again. Sometimes it just pushes into the same place. I mean, maybe not for you. Maybe it works just fine. I've seen it with very bendy people. They do it, and then they're not bendy anymore for months on end. I've done the same thing. Me, not bendy. As long as I take it slow, piece it together gently, leave enough space to shift forward and back, open up the chest. Then I can back bend later on the same day, or even, and most definitely the next day. That's when I used to fight for the TikToking, or the touching the toes to the head, the deep scorpions. When I hadn't been preparing properly, that you end up not being able to back bend, and your lower back hurts, and everything hurts for a week. So, don't do that to yourself. It's meant to be fun, meant to be restorative. Keep back bending, pause it right now. Otherwise, pull your knees in. Take one last twist. Drop the knees to the left. Push the right hip away from your face. Big inhale. Exhale, switch sides. drop my knees down to the floor. I like to just drop them onto my right arm or to whatever arm I'm twisting towards and use that arm to kind of shift my hips around. Straighten the legs out. Bring the elbows to the side body. Turn the palms up like Shavasana. Press into the elbows. Lift the chest. Tuck the shoulders under. Big inhale. Open the mouth. Stick out the tongue. Relax. Draw the belly button in. Flex the perineum. Narrow the torso at the bottom of the exhale. Keep it out. Inhale all the way to the top. Open the mouth. Exhale. Spread your fingers. Release your ankles. Release your hips. Start to draw your attention towards your third eye. Begin to picture a rose, the new bud of a rose, tightly wound. Begin to watch that rose blossom. Imagine you could smell that rose. What does a rose smell like? Picture an orange. A little stem, a couple leaves. Pick that orange up. Look at the dimples on the orange skin. Begin to peel that orange. Notice how it mists out at you. You can already start to smell the orange. Continue peeling that orange in one piece. Can you peel it in one piece? Take off a segment and taste the orange. Imagine yourself relaxing by a pool, by an ocean. You can feel the sun on your skin. Nothing is above you. Not a cloud in the sky. Still looking upward, and you see a bird flapping its wings. A beautiful bird. A happy bird. A safe bird. Imagine you're that bird flying in the sky. Flapping your wings. Floating through the air. Picture a waterfall. Flying high above a waterfall. Bird's eye view. How big is the waterfall? It could be big, it could be small. Picture the body of water at the bottom of the waterfall. Is it clear? Bright blue? Are there other people? Imagine you're floating on a floating device in that body of water. Floating up, floating down. Peaceful. And draw your attention back to your breath, no control. Just watch the breath go into your body and watch the belly fall. When your mind drifts away, simply bring yourself back to the breath. Draw your attention towards your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Begin to activate those muscles around your anus. In Ashtanga Yoga, they talk about that Mula Bandha as the most existential, essential part of the practice. It's where you're rooted down, you're able to focus, build strength, continue to stay grounded each and every breath. Try to find that throughout your day. Inhale into your chest. Keep the breath in, activate the fingers, activate the toes. Open the mouth, exhale. And just notice how good you feel in your body. You can do this anytime, any place. All you need to do is set the time aside for yourself. Great job showing up for yourself, for everyone you come into contact with. Namaste. Maybe send someone you love some positive energy, some loving thoughts. And if you're up to it, send someone you maybe never thought you would ever send positive love to. Some healing energy, some positive thoughts. Great job, everyone. Thanks, Janelle, for showing up. Thank you for showing up. Lots of different practices, lots of different classes, lots of different stuff. Tune in. Did you sweat?